Look at this trove, treasures untold. How many wonders can one cavern hold? Look around here, you think, sure, he's got everything. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Casper the Boy Diviner, and today I'm decluttering my decks. I think you guys really know I have a sort of, I wouldn't call it a deck problem. People are collectors of decks and I respect that completely. I'm trying to be a user of decks. I want to use my decks. I don't really just want to collect and keep. Not only that, I have other goals such as buying a house in Singapore, which is pretty expensive, and I need to save up in 5 years time to actually be able to buy one. So saving is really important to me, as well as getting back money, selling my pre-loved items. So I decided to finally do this also because my tarot drawer gave way and I don't trust it to hold this amount of decks any longer. If you see the amount of decks, I'm going to put a small little video about all the decks I'm having right now, so you guys can have an idea of how it actually is. And today we'll declutter together and talk about the decks I want to keep, the decks I'm not sure about, to see if you guys have any ideas how you can approach such a decluttering, because this is honestly my first time decluttering something I really love and is dear to me. I guess I will start with the decks that I know I'll definitely want to keep. So I'm looking around and I'm definitely keeping my Spirit Keepers Tarot. Let's have a to keep pile far away from me because I know I don't need to touch them in a while. I see the Botan Tarot here as well, and I love the Botan Tarot, so those two are a definite keep. Where is my Tarot of the Holy Spectrum? My Tarot of the Holy Spectrum is behind here, and this is also a definite keep for now. I haven't explored it enough, but at the moment I really enjoy this deck. The Stella Tarot is also a definite keep. This is one of my first tarot decks that I thought I wouldn't enjoy, but I loved it so much, so that's a definite keep. Where is my Carnival at the End of the World Tarot? You see, it's such a mess. I found it and I will definitely be keeping this deck. That's a definite keep, that pile. Those decks are the decks I definitely want to keep. I think that's all. Yeah, I think that's all. Those are the decks I definitely want to keep because I use them and I enjoy them right now. Another deck I would definitely want to keep is my Green Glyphs Lenormand. So this one is a definite keep because I out of all the Lenormand decks, this is the deck I want to use the most. And then I guess we can move on to decks that I definitely don't want to keep, in the sense. And that's a hard one. I don't know if there are any that I definitely don't want to keep. Okay, Tarot of the Holy Light is a definitely not want to keep, and I have a trade going on, but there's again mailing stuff, so I need to really think about that. The Kawaii Tarot is one that I definitely know I don't really enjoy, so I'm going to put this with the Tarot of the Holy Light. Problem is I don't really have a bag for that one, and I threw away the box, and I feel like I kind of can throw that away. I don't know. I do want to pass things on. At the same time, if people don't want it, then I don't really see a point in keeping it. The Chinese Tarot deck, I like this deck a lot. I find it very Chinese. At the same time, a lot of the minors were not my thing. So it's another deck that I think I can really consider, selling it again. So I'm putting it in the to sell pile. There are some Oracle decks that I definitely want to keep, like the 18 Oracle. This is a definite keep for me. I really like the Art of the Prophet, and I haven't read the book yet, and I don't use it enough, but I really like this deck, so I'm going to keep this Oracle deck.
3 hours later.
Okay. We were off on a messy start, but I feel like everything here is I'm not sure right now. So let's start. I'm going to take out the decks that I feel like are kind of most likely I have to keep or want to keep, and that's the Thoth Tarot, which I like the art a lot. At the same time, I don't work with it, but I know I want to get down and learn this, so I'm definitely keeping this one. I'm keeping my Rider-Waite-Smith Borderless as well. These two are classics that I should keep, and I guess I shall separate things into I would like to keep and I'm not sure. So things that I would like to keep if possible are the Sasarai Beetle, because I use this for client readings, and my Spolia Tarot. These two are my client reading go-tos. So I'm keeping these two. I would like to keep them. I'm put them at the side where I would like to keep, but I'm not sure about. The Buddha Tarot is going to be re-released, so this is not like super precious right now, but I would like to keep this as well. So I'm putting it in the like to keep pile. So there are another two decks that I'm really not sure about. This is the, I think, Scrying Ink Lenormand deck. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I think I did a walkthrough of this one before. This is by SIOLO Thompson as well, along with one of my first decks. This is one of my first decks ever, which is the Line Strider deck. Why I want to keep this one is just because I have a whole collection here. You know, I have I don't really enjoy the herb deck that she has, but I have it. I have the Line Strider, and I also have the Otherkin Tarot. So I have a whole collection of this, and that makes me want to keep it. I guess I'm going to put this whole collection aside first so that I can think clearly about it. At the same time, out of this whole collection, what I love the most is the Otherkin Tarot, which I'm most likely going to keep. So the Otherkin, in case you haven't seen it before, it comes in a better card stock than the original Line Strider that I have. Okay, so that is a collection that I might want to keep just because I have all of it. In the same vein, that's why I probably will keep the Archetypes deck along with the Wild Unknown and the Animal Spirit deck. I'll keep these three for now because I have the whole collection. So I'm putting that aside to think about. That is like whole collections to think about. Now it really gets very hairy. I love the art of the True Black Tarot. I just really hate shuffling it. I really don't like shuffling this deck. So I'm gonna put this in I would like to keep just because the art is so amazing, but I don't really work with this deck. Honestly, shuffling it now feels okay. Ironically, maybe it wants to stay. One thing I could really do is ask each deck how they feel about whether they want to stay or not. So putting this in the want to keep corner. There's an easy win in a way. I have these two decks. They are just plastic playing cards that I have never opened. So, you know, I really wanted to work with playing card readings. So I bought this deck, but I never felt too close to the deck, and it has little bits of like, I don't know, dirt on it or something. So I might want to recycle these since they're plastic, I guess. Maybe I can try to sell them as well. Yeah, this still has its sticker, meaning it's never been opened. So I don't really want to, I don't know, I need to think about that. But I'm going to put it to the sell pile for now. Let me take out the sentimental ones. This is the sentimental one. This is the first ever tarot deck I own. And I really didn't like it. I really didn't like this deck because it's so yellow. But it's sentimental because it is the very first one. I thought I could use it as a study deck, but I really don't want to in that sense. I'm gonna put this in the to sell pile. The thing is, I don't know if anyone wants to buy that as well. Another sentimental one is this Nicoletta Ciccoli Tarot. I thought I liked this deck. I thought I liked how it was, and I put it on a wish list. And my friend bought it for me, one of my dearest friends. And now she has left Singapore. So it has a sentimental value to me, but I don't use this deck because I can't connect with it, sadly. I don't feel that pull to use this deck. So I'm going to put it in the sentimental pile. Along with the Thea Tarot, which I do enjoy using. I just don't feel... I feel like why I enjoy using this is because there's a more emotional component to it because I won this in Aquamarine 18's giveaway a while ago. So I'm putting it in the sentimental deck pile, but I feel like I do enjoy the art, so it's not as clear cut as the Nicoletta Ciccoli one. The deck of character is also a gift from a friend, so I enjoyed this deck. I just don't know its place and I don't know how to use it well. I'm going to put it in the sentimental pile as well. Persephone Tarot is another one that I keep revisiting and I enjoy when I use it, but I can easily just leave it out of my collection. At the same time, this is an OOP deck that I don't feel like people really want anyway because it's the black version and there are many scuffs. I don't feel comfortable selling this. I don't feel comfortable giving it away. At the same time, I don't use it, so this is a very tough spot for me. I'm going to put it in the sentimental value portion because I have good times with it. Okay, I'm going to put this in the kind of want to keep section. Yeah, this video is not going like super well. I don't know, I'm talking a lot of rubbish. Let's see how it goes. I still have a lot more to sort out. The Personal Space Tarot is another sentimental one. This was my first Kickstarter campaign. So I'm going to put it in the sentimental pile, but I feel like I'm going to keep this because I do enjoy this deck. And I also edged it really badly. Valerie Chia's Tarot of the Passing Showers is another sentimental one. I enjoy the art, I enjoy the cardstock. At the same time, I never felt like super drawn to use this. I guess this deck is more of a shadow deck to me, so sometimes I am kind of afraid to use it. Yeah, so I feel like this is a sentimental one. I'm gonna put it in the sentimental pile, and we can revisit that sentimental pile later on. The Children of Litter Tarot is another one that I really enjoy and it's so beautiful. I'm gonna put it to the one to keep pile for now. It's really hard to shuffle, just like the True Black Tarot. So if I can figure out how to work with Rose Petal cardstock, I think those two are definite keep. Steven Universe, the Future Vision Gem Tarot. I enjoy the imagery. I enjoy the novelty of this deck. So I'm gonna put this in the sentimental pile just because I don't know if I want to continue using this deck, because when I'm using this deck, after really trying to use it, I realized that it doesn't have some of the nuance that came later on in the seasons, because it was created before the whole series ended. So I don't know about that one. I'm gonna place the Empty Cup Oracle next to the collections pile because it comes with it. It is a companion deck sort of to the Sakurai Beetle. I also am going to put the Magic Nico deck there because it's all done by the same artist, STASIA Burrington. So I kind of feel like I have a full collection here, so I don't know about that. I think now I come to like the harder part where there are decks that I conceivably can sell. For example, the Primordial Tarot is one that I can sell. It's relatively new. I don't really feel super attached to it. I felt disappointed by it. I think it's a deck I can still work with, and I find this so useful for like ancestral work, I'm guessing. If I ever do ancestral work and things like that. At the same time, I also have back the Cosma Visions Tarot, which I feel like can fit that same vein, and that one is softer and that one makes more sense to me as an oracle. So I'm going to place this in the conceivably to sell pile. Tarot Perrin is one that I want to work with. I just don't know if I'm going to put this in the I don't know pile because I kind of want to work with this. I just don't know why I'm not. This is another sentimental one in a way. Alexander Danilov Tarot. This also, I also ordered this with the Born in the USSR majors, but I conceivably can let this go because, to be honest, I was a bit disappointed by the cardstock in the end. Online it looked a bit more matte. And you know, people will love this cardstock because it's really vanilla cardstock, and I really enjoy the art. It's always painful to take these out of the boxes and looking at them because I don't know if I really want to give them up. I guess if I price them the right way and no one buys them, it's kind of an excuse for me to keep it. So we'll see if I have to do that with this deck, but at this point in time, I'm not using this deck enough to justify me keeping it in a way. That's how I feel about it. So I'm going to put this along with the Primordial Tarot as decks that I kind of want to work with, but I can conceivably sell it. This goes with also the Barbara Walker Tarot, which I enjoy a lot. I really like the art here, but I'm gonna put it in that pile because I feel the same way. Like I think I can forget that these decks. I don't even know whether I can say that for the Danilov Tarot. I have not forgotten any deck that I've sold so far, you know, in my life. Okay, the Zalik Tarot is one that I think I can definitely sell, even though I really enjoy the art. And I kind of feel like as I go through these decks, minis are really something I don't know if I can work with. I really enjoy the art, but I wish it was bigger. And I don't like the font. These are all very minor details that, you know, just very minor. But, oh my god, looking at the deck again, I really enjoy how this looks. Look at the 7 of Discs. I'm gonna put this in the I'm not sure pile along with the Primordial Tarot because conceivably, I'm not gonna put this with the Kawaii Tarot, you know, the pile that I know I can give away or sell away. I'm gonna put this in the maybe pile. Whew. That goes the same with the Plain Marseille. I really enjoy the art. Again, this is a small deck. It has some of the pet peeves that I have with small decks that maybe I should do a video about pet peeves, but I don't like when it's double-sided. I know all these are so minor, stupid things, but they really affect how I use the deck. And I feel like this deck is more of an aspirational deck because I always wanted to read playing card, but I never get to it because I keep jumping to other things, and I don't know if I will ever do that again. Also, I kind of wish like the black suits had that watercolor look also. So I'm gonna place this in the not sure, but I can probably sell this pile. It goes the same with the Marigold Tarot. I really like this deck. It is one of my first Kickstarter decks. I've also edged this deck and made it my own. This is the first edging I've ever done, and I can definitely read with this deck now. When I started, it was difficult to see the meanings because I didn't have the RWS meanings in my mind. This was one of the first Kickstarters I ever had, one of the first decks I ever had. But even though I'm better at it now, there's still a disjunct between the images and what I know of the deck. Some of them, like this one, the 8 of Swords, this is a perfect image to meaning. But a lot of the wands, I don't feel that way. I think this is a deck I need to consult with. Also, I need to ask this deck, do you think I can work with you? Do you feel like you want to stay in my collection? This is one of the decks that I'm not so sure about. I feel like I can work with, but I'm not sure. I'm going to place this with the Tarot Chi Perrin. The decks that I kind of want to work with, but I don't really have much time to devote to them. Do they still want to work with me? That kind of pile. This Tarot Cats is also a sentimental one. It was given to me by my friend, and she already said I can do whatever I want with it, even sell it or do a giveaway. I'm gonna place this with the Playing Marseille pile, the one that I'm still not so sure about. Why is because I haven't really worked with this deck at all. I've just looked at the images and I never felt really connected with it. So I don't know. This Fey Tarot is also like 15 years old and is given to me by a friend of mine. So I'm gonna place it in the sentimental pile, along with the Deck of Character, along with the Nicoletta Ciccoli Tarot. Wow, this is not easy, guys. This is not easy. Maybe we can look at some of the smaller Oracle decks that I have. This is one that I Inner Compass Oracle is tiny by Heather Hopes. I liked it immediately when I got it, but I have not worked with it since. So I'm gonna put it in the maybe to sell pile. I really enjoy one of the cards in that deck, the Manifestation card, which is it shows Guan Yin. Yup, I really enjoy this Manifestation card. At the same time, I don't know, I don't really work with oracles in the first place all that much, and I never really felt called to pull on this again. So I'm gonna put it in the probably to sell pile. Open Portals is another one that I really enjoy when I use it, but I don't think about using it at all. At the same time, I'm gonna put it in the collection pile because I'm gonna get the Cosma Visions, I'm gonna get the Prisma Visions from that Kickstarter. I also have his Lenormand deck, so that's why I feel like holding on to this. I feel like they'll all go well together. And I feel like this has a lot of potential for magic. I don't know if I did a walkthrough and talked about that, but if I have, I'll put it in the description. And this is my first Oracle deck ever. I've not worked with it. I'm gonna put it with the Marigold Tarot and the Tarot Perrin, about decks that I want to work with, but I haven't done so yet. The Mythical Creatures Tarot is one that I loved when I received it. But then some stuff happened, I talked about this in the deck creators, the tarot creators I cannot support video, so you can check that out. And I'm still very iffy about it. I never felt really drawn to use it again since all the uncomfortable feelings come up. I'm not saying who is right and who's wrong, I'm just saying for myself, I don't feel comfortable using this deck as much. I think I'm going to put it in the to sell pile right now. But I don't know if anyone in Singapore will want to buy this deck because it's so crazy expensive. I kind of also want to put it in the deck pile that I don't know if I want to let go. Just because it is a beautiful deck. I really do find it beautiful. The box is beautiful, the cards are beautiful. I'm gonna put it into to sell deck. And then if I feel the pain when I'm selling it, I'm gonna deal with that pain. Another one is the Trionfi de la Luna. I'm a fan of Patrick Valenza and I like this art a lot. I just never really felt, I don't know, maybe it's just me and cards and pip cards. Because the minors are really important to all my readings. I love the minors. The minors to me, some people say the majors are the heart of every reading. I feel like the minors are the heart of every reading. So I don't know. I'm gonna place this with the Marigold Tarot on decks that I want to work with, but I don't know if they want to work with me anymore. I don't know if I can work with them. The Cloud cards. This is also sentimental. I love Cardcaptor Sakura. So it's like Steven Universe. This deck is so important to my childhood. I'm gonna put it in the sentimental deck. Next deck I think we can talk about is the Neon Moon Tarot. I'm quite determined to sell this one away, even though I love the art, I love the idea of cyberpunk, I love the suit changes, but somehow me and this deck never really got along that much for some reason. PIXELOCCULT is one of my favorite artists, but somehow I just feel like the card stock or something really doesn't gel well with me. I'm also tempted to get his whole collection because I have the Wayward Dark Tarot as well, which I probably should pull out. But I'm gonna place this in the pile for selling away, along with the Mythical Creatures Tarot, along with Tarot of the Holy Light and the Kawaii Tarot for now. We can see how it feels when I try to sell it. So it makes sense to go directly next to the Wayward Dark Tarot. And I feel like this is more like a keep. I enjoy this deck. I also want to learn more about the Thoth Tarot. I'm already selling away most of the Thoth decks I have. Maybe I should look at the Tabula Mundi next, but I'm not so sure about this one still. Yeah, I like this one, but I'm going to place it with the pile that I'm not too sure about, along with the Primordial Tarot. Sorry if this video is getting super confusing. Oh my god. Okay, Tabula Mundi, another deck that I enjoy, but the small form factor I feel like it really affects how I want to read with this deck. I'm going to place this along with the Wayward Dark Tarot in that same pile. For the Stunning Tarot, I enjoy the art a lot. I just don't feel like I connected or gelled with this deck, much less than I thought I would, because I enjoyed a lot of the wand suit. I just don't really gel with some of the other suits and some of the majors here. I'm going to put in the to sell pile that I have, and I'll see how I feel about selling it, because I also don't know if is it OP, I don't know any of that. I need to figure out a price for that, and pricing is so hard. The Star Spinner Tarot, I love this deck so much. I really enjoy it. I like the art. But the whole issue with the book depository pre-orders really kind of bothered me. I don't know. I think I will definitely keep this one for now. I'm gonna put it to keep if I can pile, and we'll see where it goes later. I still enjoy this deck a lot. I just wish one way to make me really want to keep this deck is if it had a companion book about all the fairy tales, like the Tarot of the Divine has. A Yogic Path is one that I really enjoy as well. I really like Danielle Noel's art in this specific deck compared to the rest that she has made. But I haven't really used this as much as I would like Ganesha. I've been using it to just put Ganesha up on a card holder just because I love this art so much. But I haven't been using this deck almost at all. I'm gonna put this in the keep if I can pile, along with the Star Spinner Tarot, Angelarium, Oracle of Emanations. I'm gonna put this to the to sell pile. I love the angels here. I love the art here. I just feel like I don't use this deck and I don't know how. I studied the Kabbalah. I know I like the Tree of Life. I just don't know about the extra angels that are here that represent the 22 paths. So I'm gonna put it to the to sell pile first, and let's see if anyone wants it in the end. In this tarot bag, the only tarot bag I've ever made in my life, the only tarot wrap I've made in my life, I was doing this for the Tarot of the Ozarks. This is the one with the older background, which I don't really like. I like her newer background better. I like this deck. I just find the cardstock a bit flimsy. And again, about the pip style, this is another aspirational deck. So right now I don't really know how I feel about it. I'm gonna put it with all the other pip decks that wow, all these decks are pip decks. This is my to try again pile, and most of these are pip decks. Either they are Trifoni decks, either they are Triumphi decks, or they're pip decks, or they are even the Taruchi Perrin. I think is a Triumphi deck. Then we can see what we will do. I probably can use this wrap for something else that I use more often with. The Mariel Tarot, amazing deck, bad production. I can't decide. I would like to keep this, but the box is so huge. The book is huge. I'm gonna put it keep if I can pile, but it is one of the weaker ones in in that pile. I feel like I can possibly give this up. Okay, I'm gonna put this in I changed my mind. I'm gonna put this with the Playing Marseille, the pile that I probably can sell or give away. And I'm left with this Oracle deck. It's not really an Oracle deck, this is more of a storytelling game. I like the art. I also feel like I really want to work with Greek mythology, magic-wise, because I did a reading with Avalon Cameron maybe like 3 years ago, and the spirit that reached out was Apollo. So I've been trying to work with Apollo more, but it's been a journey. I think I'm gonna put this in the pile again with the Mary Owl. That could be to sell, could be to keep. I haven't decided. It's difficult to decide pile. Okay, now I have the Weird Cat Tarot, the Orion's Tarot deck. I like this deck. It's probably a to keep if I can pile. Weird Cat Tarot, I'm gonna keep it in the keep if I can pile because it's the only cute one I have left, I think, along with the Star Spinner Tarot. Whew. Okay, here's the Art of Life Tarot. This is out of print. And I like the art. I just don't know if I use this enough to justify. I'm going to put it with the Endless Odyssey and the Tarot Cats, along with the Dandiloft Tarot pile that I really don't know how I feel about it, if I want to sell it. Am I done with all my decks? I think I'm kind of done. No, I have not. I'm not done. There's the Solin Tarot. I don't know about this one. I'm going to put it in the Playing Marseille pile that I'm really not sure about. I'm going to give this a go and maybe do a few readings on Instagram still, see how I feel about that. But through my first impressions, I don't know. I think I'm crazy. I'm really kind of caught up on the font that I don't really enjoy. And then there's the Arcana playing cards also. I like this deck. But again, playing card is something that I have been struggling to push myself to use, and I have not used it. So I'm going to put it along with the Playing Marseille. I think I have to make a decision once and for all. Again, this is not too big, so I kind of can keep this. It wouldn't take too much space. But will I use it? That's the other question. Sorting out through these decks, I do feel like I tend to go to mid-sized to large decks more, and I kind of want to give up the smaller decks. So it's a kind of a learning process as I declutter. So that's really interesting to me. Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards. This is one that I also felt very iffy about. I talked about this in the Tarot Creators I Cannot Support, but I really enjoy the art. So I'm gonna put this in the I'm gonna keep if I can pile. The keep if I can pile. And I think I'm done. I still have decisions to make. Let me know if you want to hear me go through that decision making. Decluttering, this is kind of part one where I sort things out into piles so I can make better, easier decisions once and for all. But there are some that I'm definitely keeping. So here are the decks that I'm definitely keeping. Okay? Firstly, the Spirit Keeper's Tarot is a keep. Stella's Tarot is a keep. Carnival at the End of the World is a keep. The Bhutan Tarot is a keep. The Tarot of the Holy Spectrum is a keep. The Prophet is a keep. And the 18 Oracle is a keep. That's how many decks? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 decks I would definitely keep. In my keep if I can pile, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 decks. The Buddha Tarot, I wouldn't show everything, I'm just going to say it out. The Buddha Tarot, the Spolia Tarot, the Sasurai Bido Tarot, the Weird Cat Tarot, the Persephone deck, the Persephone Tarot, the Orion's Tarot deck, the Trueback Tarot, the Children of Lita Tarot, the Star Spinner, the Yogic Path, and the Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards. That's the to keep deck. Essentials that I probably should keep. RWS, the Thoth, the Lenormand. Oh my god, I'm going crazy. I'm going to end the video here because I think we have gone through enough. You have already seen my process. Let me know if you want to see like lists of what is happening here, and I might make a follow-up video to this, making my decisions. Let me know if you're interested in that. And you guys have a great rest of the day. You take care. Bye.